Hey friends, this is TC, your guiding chariot. Welcome to your daily reading. This is going to be for Saturday, March 23rd. Going to be a great day, I feel like. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend so far. I know some of you are finishing up spring break, getting ready to go back to school. Sorry about it. Today, so pretty simple. So I kind of want to get right into the cards. We really only have one aspect going on today. Hi, Princess. Do you want to be in the video today? Huh? Here's my Kiona. Say hi, baby. Yeah, you little cutie. We only have one major aspect today. Moon is making a trine to Neptune. I love this aspect. Essentially, this really gives you this kind of dose of inspiration. It does definitely hype up your sensitivity as well, emotional sensitivity, intuitive sensitivity. Both planets are also in very watery signs. Moon is in Scorpio, Neptune is in Pisces. Home sign, so beautiful energy there. So a lot of us are going to be in this very dream-like state. Everything is going to be super idealistic and, fantastical and kind of wonderful. I think it's the idealism that's kind of going to be coming through today that's going to be the most beneficial. You're going to be able to see things in their best light. If you're dreaming about anything today, you're going to be dreaming real big and real bold, and I love that energy. And it's especially because it's aspecting our moon, so it's something that we have a really strong emotional connection to, especially with the moon being in Scorpio, so there's that intensity there. So I think the qualities of what comes up for us today, even if it's new opportunities, we're going to be able to visualize what this kind of looks like in the long run in a very exciting and profound way, which I think beautiful. Super excited about it. So I would definitely say be open to things today. If you are getting little intuitive hits about things, I definitely encourage you to explore them. I think it will be worth the investigation at least. Rune today, so we got Pertho, which is the rune of the gambler's cup. It's a little cup there. I actually really like this rune for today. So yes, straight out the gate, it's the Gambler's Cup, so it is a rune of luck. So you could expect some, unexpected good luck, a little surprise, blessing. Things may just kind of work out for you. Definitely a rune that says, hey, take some chances. You're kind of in a little lucky phase right now. So if you have an opportunity to pounce on something, and your gut's feeling really good about it, it definitely may be worth the risk. You may catch a little windfall. I think what's really strong for me about this rune, so you think about what this particular symbol meant to rune casters back in the day. Throwing runes was almost like gambling. Like they would do it in the same place, but you were you literally testing your luck, divining the will of the gods and seeing what was going on. So it was a way of kind of putting yourself out there, so to speak. You know what I mean? And really, why that's so significant to this rune, having that kind of courage to like test your fate almost, and like what's going to happen when you throw these runes. There's an element here that's really about kind of taking a stand, really kind of owning who you are. There may even be like a reemergence of who you are, maybe part of you that kind of got covered up by a few layers because of like different routes you took. There may be something kind of resurfacing again, and again with this lining up with this aspect with the moon and Neptune, whatever's resurfacing might be worth another look. It might be an opportunity you thought wasn't working out, but if you take a chance on it, you may be able to reap some harvest from it. So I'm kind of excited about the kind of growth that this aspect and our rune is kind of talking about. So take some chances today. If something feels right, go for it. That's kind of the biggest thing I want to say. That's kind of why I want to jump into these cards. I kind of want to see what this means for all of us. Excuse my little polka dot belly. All right. So I did grab our Oracle of Mystical Moments again, because I feel like we are in a mystical moment. Whoa, hey, I saw you, come back. Where'd you go? Love. All right. So we got the perfect key. What an awesome image. Take that in. I love it. And I was just talking about the reemergence of something, and I love that this card has something locked away, and that something is a heart. Again, we talked about this emotional connection. Something that, and honestly, it may even be something that you're not super connected to, at least on a conscious level, because I think this is something that may have been tucked away, or even thought lost, possibly. So you've been disconnected from it for so long, or at least it hasn't been forefront in a very long time. So I do feel it's something that maybe now you don't think too much about it, but at one point it was very, very important to you, and I think it's about to be very, very important again. And the idea that this card is titled The Perfect Key, I feel like there's an opportunity, like you've kind of been holding this, precious item in this locked box down in the recesses of your memory, without the key to unlock it. I feel like something's coming where you're going to find that key. Maybe someone happened upon it, and it, just happens to show it to you, like, hey, that looks familiar. I honestly think that there's going to be an opportunity that's going to tap in to an old passion or an old, dream you had. And it's going to be helping to bring it back to the surface. Oh, I love. So we got Moon Dance here. So this card, one thing definitely making me think of our moon cycles. We just got out of the full moon, and in a lot of the sign readings, the full moon was going to be very, very significant to a lot of people. For some reason, I feel, and it could be a lot of because the figure in the card, her back is to us, but I feel like this full moon, for those of you who felt a lot of release or set a lot of intentions about release, you truly are walking away from things. You're walking away from a situation. And I want to say you're walking towards something positive. Because you can see this figure is walking towards these three little birds. And these three birds instantly made me think of the Three of Cups. Like literally, like for some reason I saw three birds, thought Three of Cups. Like I feel like this is you walking towards, rejoicing, walking towards celebration, walking towards some fresh new beginning that you're super excited about. And even look at the number, this is 4. 4 is such a grounded, stable energy. What a great way to build a foundation. But I do think this Moon Dance card is talking about some cycle kind of closing out as you're moving out of something towards something else. This Moon Dance is to me a big shift. Both of these honestly are a shift. Ending one, moving towards joy, and the resurfacing of, maybe a lost or an old joy that was once forgotten. Both of these both could apply, or you may be one or the other. I feel like you kind of are going to be one or the other. I don't necessarily think they're connected, but they totally could be. Totally could be. Even the visual between the cards, you have like a sunny, warm kind of morning color, and then you have this one obviously in the evening. So it's almost like day and night. Again, kind of playing with this idea of shifting times. Oh, okay. All right. So starting off here with the 10 of Swords. So rough card to start out with, but again, we were talking about, moving forward, walking away from, so definitely an ending here. Could have been some type of betrayal, definitely may have been rough emotionally. This was kind of an intense emotional struggle that kind of left you crushed and defeated. that the positive news of this card is that it's over. The hard part is over. The worst has already happened. And then here, interesting card. So we have, this is technically the Empress in this card here, if you want to see the front of it. So beautiful, beautiful card, beautiful energy. Here in the reverse, you can kind of see the backside of her throne, which is kind of full of a lot of symbolism and a lot of energy. To me, when I get the back of this, to me it's really about, new life growing out of, the old. One thing kind of fades away to make room for new life. So it's a little phoenix energy, but you can kind of see these like old thorny vines and then these flowers starting to come out of the ground. You can kind of see a little skull down in the water, kind of nodding to that kind of like death and decay of things. There's also, you can kind of see there's like a little bird's nest hiding behind. So on the front you can see this shield with the, on the side. Behind it is this cute little bird's nest. So again, this new beginning, this new, kind of like egg hatching. I feel like there could also be kind of like a spiritual message kind of coming through, with this eagle or hawk up in the top of this card. But I definitely feel like this is kind of you using this creative energy of, of the Empress and really bringing new life where you thought there was none. Maybe you thought whatever was on this vine before you thought had died and withered away already. But look, there's new life sprouting from it. There's definitely this idea that something new is starting all over again. What do we get here? Knight of Wands? Yeah. I talk about rebirth. Here we are with the Knight of Wands. So very heavy action-oriented energy. And look who's in this card with him. The Phoenix. Very symbol of rebirth. I can't. I just can't. This particular card can be also very impulsive. I talked about it with this rune, about if you have an opportunity, even if it seems a bit like a risk, if you do your homework, it may actually be worth it. It may be worth taking that chance. Again, rising anew. Hi, Leo. Rising anew. Being born through fire. Here was your fire. Tore you to ashes, and then you're creating new life again. Oh, you're gonna fall? You're gonna fall? Nope. Thought they were coming. Whoa. Sorry, Leo. Okay, we are not going to take any of these. All right. Again, all of these images are coming up like backwards. So look at this. Queen of Cups. In a way, kind of in the reversed form. All right. So Queen of Cups. To me, the Queen of Cups, especially in this position, it's really talking about what lies beneath the surface. Here she's, it's bright, it's sunny, the water is still, everything is bright. This to me, the darkness really speaks to the depth of the oceans. The Queen of Cups has a well of emotion. It goes very, very deep. And again, there's this idea of something that was kind of tucked down. It may have been stored away in the recesses for a while. That's where this intensity is coming from. But again, there's also this really sense of strong emotional connection. And I think for a lot of us, it's a connection that you thought had faded, haven't, used in a while. But I think once this, for the people who really resonate with this card in particular, I think once this key is opening this lock, it's almost like all that feeling that you had kind of comes back. And you're like, oh my God, I remember how important this was to me. I remember how significant this was to my life. For at least for a time, it was significant at some point. Beautiful. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. See? Oh, I can't. Oh, it's too good. It's too stinking good. All right. So here we have these stars that could be dealing with an Aquarius. And it came out with, or actually came out on top of the Six of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful energies. So, Six of Cups. We know that, and actually if you want to see the reverse side of this guy. But this I think is significant. So, Six of Cups, nostalgia, definitely looking back. So again, this idea of some passion, some idea, some goal, some long lost, kind of fantasy is leading you forward. It is now becoming your guiding star. It is a new passion that's leading you down this path. And it definitely feels very fantasy and dreamlike. Like even in this card, there's this woman popping out of this canal, and you just happen to be walking along the side. There's this just serendipitous moment kind of coming from it. And I'm sure the crane means something. I'm sure there's something that has to do with the crane symbolism, because you can see the crane kind of etched in the back of the Queen of Cups throne. There is a crane here, flying in the back. If you have symbolism for the crane, I would love to hear it. I feel like what I know of the crane, which I will say is very limited, it's not a spirit animal that I come across very often. But I always think of it as grace and longevity when I see it. I'm sure there's more meanings than that. If you guys have anything, I would love it. Drop it in the comments below so we can kind of share between all of us. But this old idea is definitely coming back, and it's coming back in such a beautiful, positive way that it's really becoming the new hope guiding you forward. It's becoming that light in the dark. And truly, these elements are kind of coming together. Like, I feel like with the star, like having her vessels kind of pouring this water, it is kind of like all these things are kind of swirling together and mixing just to kind of create the perfect outcome. It may even be a little romantic for some of you. And I say that because bottom of the deck right now, stop it. So the bottom of the deck right now is the King of Cups. We already have the Queen of Cups, and it's funny, we both got them in the reverse. So it's almost like you guys are almost ready, but you just haven't seen each other yet, like you're back to back. And then soon, you're gonna be face to face. Like this could be something that's coming up. And then I got even more gagged because look at that, right underneath the King of Cups. Two of Cups. I mean, just saying. Like I almost feel like this meeting it's almost like you guys are ready, but you haven't met yet. Like even having them in this position, one is day, one is night. And even when you flip it over, one is day, one is night. It's like you guys are at the same place, just 12 hours apart. What was that old school movie? No, well, it's not even that old. Was it Lake House? Was it the Lake House with Sandra Bullock? It's kind of giving me that. That's kind of what it's making me think of. But it's like you guys are ready to meet, but there's just this gap. There's just this, or I would say maybe not ready, but you're almost ready. Like you're showing up at the right place. One or both of you maybe has a few like loose ends to tie up, or at least maybe one of you has to walk away from a situation for this to perfectly align. But it's like you're like so close. Like you're standing back to back on the subway riding home or something. Like you're so close. This star card, this beacon that's pulling you forward, is just getting you even closer. But again, maybe that's why you're back to back, because we're talking about this rebirth, this resurfacing, this new life coming from some old, dead, dried up situation. Maybe it's this growth, this whatever's blossoming that is going to get you guys together. Ooh, it's making me tingle. All right. I am going to wrap up the reading here. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Again, live in this fantasy state. I would almost say let your daydreams kind of take you for a whirl today. Just kind of see where they go. Play a little bit with them. I think that would be helpful today. as always, thank you guys for joining me here. I love having you guys here. So appreciative that you watch the videos. I appreciate every subscribe, every comment, every like. Keep them coming. I love to hear from you guys. You can always DM me on Instagram as well at The Guiding Chariot. If you want to book a private session, all that info will be in the description box. Send you guys out lots of love. Take care. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.